let's just get right into this. PK Subban is dead to me. Sorry, it sucks. He was a good guy. And I quite liked him as an analyst. I liked him as an ambassador for the Devils and everything like that. But can't go on live TV. He was on the Pat McAfee show earlier this week for anybody who didn't see. Can't go on live TV, take off your Devils hat, put on a Rangers one, and then tell the entire world that Shitstirkin is better than Martin Brodeur. It's just can't do it. Can't do it. Cannot. It's like a cowboy. It's like what I don't know who's the big Cowboys fan. Who's like the number one guy? Is it? It's not Stephen A. Stephen A. likes the Giants, doesn't he?
Yeah. What the hell?
Skip Bayless. There you go.
Yeah,
Skip Bayless. Like Skip Bayless coming out in fucking in Eagles green. You know what I'm saying? It's gross. It's disgusting. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Spreading all these falsehoods and nonsense. I get it. I get it. Okay. You need the ratings. You want people to talk about your name. The Rangers are really cool right now. I think, have you guys lost yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, no. Undefeated in the playoffs, cooking everybody. So I get it. But no, you can't do that. No, sir. He's dead and gone. And he should be for all other Devils fans out there. So I know, we've got some people that actually do listen to us. So yeah, no more. We ain't doing it. We resent him. He is your fan now. He is a Ranger only. And you know what? As far as our next ambassador, let's fucking go. It's me now. Okay.
Okay.
The podcast is shooting to the stars. We're gonna have thousands of subscribers, tens of thousands even. And this is the new face of Devils hockey right here. So get fucking used to it. Get fucking used to it. Let's go.
Okay.
Because I will die before I put on a Rangers hat. And that is a solemn vow to all my Devils fans out there.
I wouldn't expect any less.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was dealing with. So yeah, I mean, let's segue that. How are we doing in the playoffs here?
I mean, honestly, the first series was a completely different story. The Capitals, we talked about this, a team that honestly probably really shouldn't have been in the postseason to begin with. I had figured, okay, maybe they steal a game. It ended up being a sweep. That was kind of to be expected. The Rangers were clearly the better team. As far as the series against the Hurricanes is going, I mean, I almost have to kind of agree with the Hurricanes head coach in that the series has been kind of baffling because the Hurricanes were right almost neck and neck with the Rangers almost all season. They made some big time moves at the trade deadline, bringing in Jake Gensel, who has been great for them. They were the odds on favorite to win the Stanley Cup when the playoffs started. In almost every statistical category in every statistical category besides special teams, the Hurricanes have been the better team, especially in game 3. And yet the Rangers are up 3-0. So the fact that the Rangers are up 3-0 really doesn't make much sense outside of the fact that Igor Shesterkin has been playing out of his freaking mind.
He's been pretty good, yeah.
In these playoffs. I'm saying currently, you hater.
He's been fine.
Okay.
I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. Okay,
no.
Can you get one ring before you come and challenge the GOAT?
I'm saying currently.
All right, that's all I'm saying. Let's take it one step at a time. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Is he a really good goaltender? Absolutely. Is he better? I think. Yeah, you want some hot takes? Here we go. I think he's better than Mike Richter and King Nothing, Henrico Lundqvist.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he's the best Rangers goalie I've ever seen.
I'm pretty sure when he first came over, I thought he could end up being better than Lundqvist.
Yeah,
years ago.
there's a very similar debate going on in the NBA right now where Anthony Edwards is getting compared to Michael Jordan. And it's like, come on, guys. All right. He's 22 years old. This is his first playoff run. And we're saying he's Michael Jordan now. Can we get a ring? Can he get a ring? One ring before we go and make these ridiculous claims? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I didn't make the ridiculous claim. I just said as of this playoff run and since the after the trade deadline, after the All-Star break, he has been playing out of his mind over the last couple of months.
out of his mind. Just keep Berdor's name out your mouths. That's
I
all I'm
never
saying.
said his name. I didn't say his name.
No. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. Let's to anybody listening, and especially PK Subban over there, keep Berdor's name out of your mouth. All right. If Shitsturkin wins a ring, okay, and then he goes and does it two more times and breaks records and gets shutouts in the playoffs and shuts out an entire team for a series, then let's start talking about whether he's better than Brodor or not. Okay. But until he does any of those things, let's fucking calm down. Okay. Let's just calm down.
You need to calm down.
No, I do not. That is my goat. He is forever. I grew up worshiping that guy. He was my hero growing up. He really was. I watched that guy his entire career since I was like, I mean, my very first memory was my dad coming home from the 1995 Stanley Cup Game 7, and we were watching that game, trying to find him in the stands. You know, so that's my whole life was Martin Brodeur. So no, I'm not going to calm down. Absolutely not.
Okay, so back to what I was actually talking about. But yeah, obviously, you look at this, defensively, the Hurricanes are a little bit better. The Rangers have been very good. The Rangers do give up a lot of shots. The Hurricanes are a team that do take a lot of shots. The only difference is the Hurricanes aren't a team that get a lot of high danger chances, as they call it in the NHL. They just kind of try to throw the puck at the net as much as they can, which is, what has led to the last two games. The Hurricanes getting 57, and I think game 3 they had like 49 shots on goal.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rangers have done a very good job in this series of keeping the shooting lanes clear, tying up the Hurricanes players, stick on stick, and giving Shesterkin the chance to see the shots that are coming towards him and really helping him out and, pretty much allowing him to make these saves. On top of the fact that most times when, Hurricanes have gotten a breakaway, have gotten a high danger chance, Shesterkin has been up to the task for the most part. Obviously, the goals that he has let in, most of it have come off of either traffic in front or, tipped pucks. But other than that, he is, shown that he looks to be back to where he was in 2022 when he won the Vezina Trophy and is playing like the best goaltender in the league right now.
For sure.
At the very least, the best goaltender, I think, left in the playoffs.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Swayman could have had something, but then that 6-1 debacle against Florida a couple of nights ago happened. I don't know if you could put him up there now. Shesterkin's standing on his head, and I don't want to take anything away from him or anything like that, but let's cool it. All right. That's all I'm asking. And just as from an outsider looking in on these playoffs, it's a lot of FOMO, man. These NHL playoffs have been so exciting, and just to not have a team in the race and or a horse to follow or whatever, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. We're missing out big time.
Yeah, and I mean the other big thing is obviously I mentioned pretty much every statistical category outside of special teams because the Rangers power play has been very good. They've been scoring power play goals against the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes in 3 games against the Rangers are 0 for 15 on the power play and have given up 2 shorthanded goals. And this is a Hurricanes team that was number 2 in the regular season and number 2 coming into this series on the power play in the entire league. And they're currently 0 for 15, giving up 2 shorthanded goals, including one last night from Chris Kreider, who at 33 years old, I honestly did not realize and didn't think he had that kind of burst left in him anymore. Obviously, when he came into the league, a big part of his game and what made him so special was the fact that he's 6'4", like 225 pounds, but the man could skate like the wind. And on that shorthanded chance, it was kind of a broken play. Zibanejad was able to pick up the puck, and Kreider just kind of kicked it into another gear that I haven't seen in quite some time. And just all of a sudden, you saw the defenseman skating back, and then Kreider just came up like a car, passing him in like the left lane as the road's about to merge, and he just flew right past them. It was absolutely amazing. Zibanejad, perfect pass, tipped right in, tied the game. And a lot of it, I think, kind of comes to, it feels like this team this year has a little bit more of that no quit in New York mentality and like just fire that we didn't see last year against the Devils.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when, the Devils made that change at goaltender and put Schmidt in. The Rangers just kind of seemed baffled by him because they didn't see him. They hadn't seen him. They didn't know what his tendencies were. And especially in that game 7, they just looked completely lost. And it didn't really look like that no quit fight was even there. Well, that doesn't.
You guys did go up 2-0 and then lost the next 4. So yeah, it definitely felt like you guys just kind of gave up.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it could have been from Schmidt's goaltending, which he was standing on top of his head playing those games. Kind of missed that. I'll get back to that, or maybe Jake Allen will, or somebody, hopefully. But yeah, man, the New York mentality is in full effect. It's the no quit attitude. It's the grit and grind. It's it's New York, man.
Yeah.
New York is the place to be right now. Basketball, you got them going over the Pacers with that same exact type of no quit, grind it out mentality. Are they the best players on the court? No, but you are not going to outwork them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's kind of the same way with the Rangers.
Yeah. And honestly, even in that game 3, they gave up that goal late. Hurricanes pulled their goalie. It was a 6-on-5. It was a broken play. The Rangers came out, and actually I heard that Artemi Panarin stood up in the locker room during that intermission before overtime and, made a speech about, hey, like, we're not pouting, we're not, getting our heads down. We got this. And then they came out on the ice, and next thing you know, I think last night I just come out. I went and took a shower during the intermission. I come walking back into my room to look at the TV. Overtime was just starting. I think I looked at my computer real quick to look up, and I see Alexei Lafreniere shoot that puck into the zone. I see it come wrapping around the boards, and the next thing I see is Trocheck with the puck on his stick, backhand pass to Panarin, who picks up one leg and deflects it between his legs and puts it under the goaltender's armpit. Was just absolutely ridiculous for the overtime winner to take game 3 in a game where the Hurricanes outplayed the Rangers by miles. And they managed to win the game time with a play like that, with Trocheck, getting a good bounce off the board, sticking with the puck, and then Panarin, just like I said, picks up his left leg and deflects the puck between his legs. The transformation that Panarin has made from a really good, like, all-star caliber player to now this year, an just absolute superstar type player is incredible. And just getting to watch him play is amazing.
Yeah, definite FOMO on my part, missing out on a really good playoffs this year, man. Just like hockey's coming back, you hear a lot of people talking about it now, which hockey never got coverage around here. and everything like that. I don't know how it is in the rest of the country and everything like that. Probably more north. They talk
Yeah.
about it a lot more and everything. But
Hmm.
here in the tri-state area, man, you don't hear a lot of hockey talk, and everybody's talking hockey right now. You
Yep.
know, so it's good for the sport. I'm bummed I'm missing out.
Yeah. But yeah, you still got one more game to go to take care of the Hurricanes. Anything can happen. We know that. We've seen that before. Teams have lost 3-0 leads before. I'd obviously like to say I don't believe this is going to happen to this team, but there is always a chance.
Right.
And then obviously, you got to move on. The Florida Panthers are really scary. I believe they're going to find a way to beat the Bruins in that series. It's probably going to go 6 or 7 games, but the Florida Panthers are really scary. They have a really good team. Out west, the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. That series has been pretty crazy. Game one started out, Dallas Stars scored 3 goals in the first period, and the next thing you know, Colorado came back and scored 4 to win it in overtime. Um,
Yeah, what a comeback. I'm
yeah,
actually sad I missed that. Like
that was
kind of what
pretty
happens
wild.
when the puck drops at 10:30, but
Yeah, I know. Well, that was the thing. The puck dropped, I think, at about like 9:50 or so, and that was game two of the Rangers series, which went into double overtime. And they had like the little scoreboard up in the corner of the TV screen,
yeah.
showing it was on ESPNU or ESPN2. And I'm watching. I took a peek. I'm like, oh shit, 1-0 Stars already. Okay, wow. And I watched a little bit more, like a couple minutes. Like, oh shit, it's 2-0 Stars. Holy crap. Oh, 3-0 Stars. Oh my god. And then like I woke up the next morning to find out that the Avalanche came back and won 4-3, and I was like, what?
Wow. Yeah. Crazy. I
It's
heard it was
just
all in the third
absolutely
period too. Like just
yeah, it's absolutely insane.
those
And then
guys must have
obviously you have
jumping.
the Canucks and the Oilers and the other series. You know, you got to figure at some point Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are going to find ways to push that team somewhere, whether it's to the Western Conference Finals, to the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't know, but the Vancouver Canucks have a very talented team as well. So it's it's gonna just keep getting even crazier from here.
It's a tough series for sure. It's very hard to win the cup.
Yeah.
Do you got anybody new coming out of the West or anything else going on in the second round?
Um, I don't know. Honestly, it's it's. I feel like it's almost kind of a crapshoot of just you could pick any four of the teams out west, and it's going to be hard to argue that oh no, there's no way that it's going to happen. Like any team you pick, it's like okay, like I could understand it.
Those boys in Vancouver are playing really hard, man.
Yeah.
Edmonton looks like they're going to be choking again. I heard Connor McDavid hasn't had a goal in that entire series.
Well,
Draisaitl is coming up lame a lot.
mm,
So I don't know.
well,
Kind of looks like
hopefully, well, I mean, granted, they've only played one game so far. It's game two tonight as we're recording, but yeah, the fact that they were shut down in game one is potentially concerning, obviously.
oh for sure. You know, one thing that I actually had learned. Did you know that because of what happened in what was it 2011 when they were playing the Bruins in the Stanley Cup?
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember what year it was, but when they were playing the Bruins in the Stanley Cup, the Bruins had obviously won. They came back from a large deficit and ended up taking the cup. And there were riots in Vancouver. They were burning down. They were burning down the city. I remember that.
Oh man,
I remember the
wow,
riots in Vancouver. What I didn't know was that you're not allowed to have a watch party with more than 5 people to watch a Vancouver Canucks game in Vancouver.
really?
Yeah,
So
you're
what,
not allowed to have a
go
watch party with more than 5 people. That's what
do
I've
you have
heard.
to like go to like a bar or something like that, or is
I
that
don't
even?
know. Like, yeah, how does that even work? Does that
Yeah,
mean that
like
the bars get shut down or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because like, if they're on the road playing in the playoffs, why wouldn't you want to watch it?
That's what I'm saying. But well, because they don't want you to watch it because they don't want you burning down the city again, I
I
guess.
guess. But I mean, still, like, okay, so you're not allowed to have a watch party. That just means everybody's going to be at their houses watching
Doing it.
individually. If a riot's going to start, it's going to start. It doesn't matter if it's a giant group of people together or if it's like an entire street of people all watching and they all just come out of their house
I would say it's a lot
and
harder
get
to
together.
coordinate everybody coming out of their houses all at once. You're mad too, right? Yeah,
I
I'm mad. Let's go. You know?
guess that's true.
But yeah, man.
That's
Heard that
pretty
on the back
wild.
feed. I'm not sure if it was true or not, but that was crazy. I can't believe that.
That is
Fucking
pretty
Vancouver.
wild.
Yeah, Canada and hockey, man. It's a different animal.
I know. It's just, I mean, that's, where a lot of it's easy to get started in Canada because of, you think about like, there's just so much, open land and so many lakes and ponds and everything. And it's so cold there for, so many more months out of the year than we get in like different areas of the United States and stuff like that, that it's very easy to just like, you don't need a goal or anything like that. You just need, some sort of puck ish, a
Mhm.
stick, some skates, and 99% of these guys had, a lake or a pond out in their backyard or in their neighborhood that they could just go and skate on for free. Not like in so many areas of the US where you have to find an ice rink, pay for the ice time and this and that. They just did it for free.
Yeah, yeah. No, Canada loves their hockey, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we could transfer over then to the NBA. We also
Uh,
have our
well,
uh,
one thing I did want to mention, I want to get your take on this because it concerns your team. I
shoot.
don't know if you saw the message I sent before. I saw a rumor that Brady Tkachuk of the Ottawa Senators, obviously, all-star talented player. His brother Matthew is in Florida, just tearing it up with the Panthers. Well, he is in Ottawa, a team that has been in like the basement of the NHL for the longest time. He's only 24 years old, but this is the type of talented player that needs to be on a team that has playoff potential, and it doesn't look like Ottawa's going to get there. And a rumor that I heard is he could potentially be somebody that is going to ask for a trade just because it doesn't look like they're going to be going anywhere with him. And the New Jersey Devils came up as a team to be a potential landing spot, partially because from what I heard, it seems like he's kind of turning himself into a Jersey type guy because I guess he married a girl from New Jersey. He has a home in New Jersey, and he's kind of, you know seemingly building a life in this area. So the New Jersey Devils came up as a team that he could potentially want to go to.
Hey, I am all
So
for it. If it does work out on a trade, it would be interesting to see who we send along. Hopefully, not anybody. Like I wouldn't want to lose, obviously, Jack Hughes.
yeah, I
I
don't think
wouldn't
that the Devils would even think about
even
doing something
consider
like
that.
that.
No, we
Yeah,
wouldn't. No, yeah, but I mean, hey, if it works, we get the parts to send out there, and we're not losing anybody big. I love Jersey guys. I love it. We're a small market team, man. You have to buy in. You have to buy in on the a whole Jersey attitude and just be all about it if you're going to be here and we're going to win. Okay, that's
yeah,
just what you have to do with all small market teams. He loves Jersey. He's got a Jersey wife. Send him on down. Let him be
yeah,
a Jersey boy with us. I'm a okay with that. Yeah.
yeah. Because
Very
he was born in Scottsdale, Arizona. So like I
okay.
said, from what I've heard, he married a girl from New Jersey. I think they bought a home here. So
Let's go.
hey, who knows?
Welcome him with open arms, especially if
Yeah,
he can be anywhere near what his brother is doing down in Florida. That's his team
yeah.
down. That is the Matthew Tkachuk team.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
think about this.
absolutely.
This season, in 81 games for Ottawa, he had
So
37 goals and 37 assists for 74 points.
we'll take that all day.
Last year, in 82 games, he had 35 goals and 48 assists for 83 points. So he's a goal scorer. He can dish out assists. He's a
Now,
hell
is
of
it
a
just
player.
the team's not building around him? Do they have bad defense? Is it goalkeeping?
I'm
What's going on?
I'm not entirely sure, but I just know the team's been bad. I don't know if it's they're just not building around him. Maybe it just doesn't really seem like I feel like Ottawa just doesn't entirely seem like a destination place right now. And maybe it's just, maybe they just aren't hitting with draft picks. They're not getting the young talent coming up with him, as well as, any kind of, other free agent talent isn't really looking to go to Ottawa right now. But truthfully, I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, that's fair.
Like
Yeah.
I said, just outside of the fact that he's been there since 2018 when he was 19 years old, hasn't even sniffed the playoffs in his entire career of 6 years at this point.
It's unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
You know, it's not exactly a team need for us. But we were really hurting on the defensive side, on the goalkeeping side. But hey, this dude's stake is get more players that could score. That's always a good thing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah, if he's all in, if he really loves Jersey and everything like that, and yeah, come on down. We'd love to have you.
All right.
But yeah, so you know, the NBA playoffs also going on.
Mm-hmm.
We can stay right here in New York. Honestly, the Knicks are playing the Pacers. As of this recording, they're up 3-0. But OG Anunoby is out,
Well, they're
and
up. Well, this would be game 3 as we're recording right now.
is I'm pretty sure it's game 4, isn't it?
No, it's game 3.
Oh, it is game 3. Okay,
It is
well,
game
that's my
3.
fault. They're up 2-0. All right, I jumped the gun a little
Hey,
bit.
it's still that's a good start, especially considering both games were tightly contested for the most part.
A lot
Uh,
of controversy in this
yeah,
series, man.
obviously, yes, I've heard some of controversy of the Knicks getting a lot of very close calls going their way, and a lot of I don't necessarily know about the Pacers players, but I think I have heard about some of the Pacers fans being up in arms and stuff like that. And
No, 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 not just fans. The
it
head
is the
coach,
players. Oh, the head coach. I
the
did
head
hear a little
coach,
bit of something about that. Yes,
Rich
the head
Carlisle
coach
came
made.
out.
Yeah.
Rich Carlisle came out and made the entire Indiana Pacers franchise do one of the worst heel turns I've ever seen outside of the WWE arena. Just coming up there and saying, well, so we're not getting calls. The refs are obviously biased. Small market teams deserve to play too. We deserve to compete too. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, dude,
The
you're in the second
New
round of
York,
the playoffs. What do you mean you deserve a chance to compete? Like, you're in the second round of the NBA playoffs. What are you
the
talking
New York Knicks are getting the calls. Now, did calls not go the Pacers' way? Yes. There was that very obvious game 1. There was a minute left in the game. It was very close. And the Pacers had the ball. And had they scored, they would have probably put it away there. A kicked ball was called, and the ball was turned over. And anybody with eyes could see that the ball was clearly not kicked. It wasn't. Okay. You're going to get bad calls in a game.
about? Yeah.
Okay. But to say that the NBA and the referees are helping the Knicks get into the Eastern Conference Finals so that they can have the 2 large market teams. The New York Knicks, not relevant since the 90s, haven't won a championship since the 70s. The New York Knicks are getting the calls. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? 6 out of 8 of the remaining teams in this playoffs are from small markets. 3 out of the 4 top favorites to come away with the NBA Finals are small market teams. Oklahoma City, small market team. Minnesota, yep. Small market team.
Mm-hmm.
Boston obviously is the one large market team, and then you have Denver, another small market. Now, what a horrible take. San Antonio, one of the smallest markets in the country, was running a dynasty. Not 10 years ago. Not even 10 years ago. Wisconsin has won an NBA title. Wisconsin. What is smaller than Wisconsin? No one. Nowhere. Nobody lives in Wisconsin. That's not even a real state. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here with this shit. With this. Oh, what a crybaby. What a crybaby. Absolutely unbelievable. And you got the Pacers fans all going crazy. Pat McAfee's up there. Oh, Raul Marcus too. Fuck you guys. Seriously. Sit and spin. Because what a bunch of crybabies, man. Whiners. Also in the East, moving on. We got the Boston Celtics versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, tied 1-1.
Yeah.
So give it up for Cleveland for getting their one win in there.
I mean, Cleveland put the stomp on them in game 2.
They did. They put
And the
stomp.
big thing was coming out of that game was Jason Tatum in his post-game interview being like, oh, well, can't win them all. What do you mean you can't win them all? You're in the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that, like, dude, this isn't the regular season of, oh, we can't win them all. This is the fucking playoffs, dude. You need to have a different friggin' mentality than that.
I don't even know where they're getting can't win them all. LeBron's been on a team that went 16-0 in the playoffs. So is Michael Jordan. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, all right. So, hey, maybe you definitely can win them all.
Yeah.
Bad excuse. But, Cleveland, I did not expect them to get a win here. I didn't. I thought the Boston Buzzsaw was going to come in and sweep them. So kudos to Donovan Mitchell for playing out of his mind. Evan Mobley is like turning into a real offensive option, like a real good third option.
Well, I think he's being forced to because Jared Allen's out with an injury.
Well, Jared Allen also is more of a defensive guy. It's mostly the Donovan Mitchell show down there. But having other options and everything like that, and Evan Mobley, him stepping up with his offensive game and everything, it's a really interesting team, man. I don't know. I can't. Boston's just too talented, man. They're just too talented, and the amount of copium that, by the way, that Knicks fans and everything are all breathing in to try and figure out ways that they're gonna beat Boston and everything. Can't count this team out. They play too hard. What can't this team do? They can't beat Boston. They're gonna go and it's the Boston Buzzsaw.
Do they really have anybody that's going to contend with even Porzingis? I know he didn't play last game against Cleveland.
The way Tom Thibodeau is playing all of his players, are they even going to have 5 guys to go out and play against Boston at this point? You know what I'm saying? But
because I mean, as good as Isaiah Hartenstein has been for the Knicks, post All-Star break, is he going to be able to contend with Porzingis at 7'3", who can shoot 3-pointers and go down low? I don't know.
It's gonna be hard. I don't see Boston losing this series, or losing any other games. Honestly, Porzingis is banged up, but there's just way too much talent on this team. They go 9 deep. You know what I'm saying? 9 guys on this team could be a starter, and on any other team. So I expect them to take care of business there. Congrats to Cleveland on the win, and way to keep. I mean, you blew them out, so maybe they can keep it close. We'll see. I don't picture it. I am not foreseeing that. Now in the West, we got Minnesota against Denver,
and
the
they're
arrival of the Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards,
absolutely stomping the shit out of the Denver Nuggets.
Anthony Edwards. I'm going to borrow what Charles Barkley said. Michael Jordan, you are the father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's got the same moves. He's got the same moves. It's like a back-to-back, where like one side was Anthony Edwards blowing past some guy on Phoenix, and the other one was Michael Jordan doing the exact same move, blowing the guy.
It was almost identical.
It was identical.
Like the dunk was a little bit different, but for the most part, it was like 95% identical.
The kid is electric, absolutely electric, and one of the most fun, like as much fun as watching my Oklahoma City Thunder, who are struggling right now. We're 1-1 against the Denver. I'm sorry, the Dallas Mavericks.
That's going to be a tough series.
It's going to be a tough series. I have us winning this one in 6. We did drop one at home, which I don't like. We don't have home field advantage anymore, home court advantage anymore, and that does matter in NBA. very
Mhm.
much, especially when you play in a place like Cloud City.
Yeah.
Oklahoma goes absolutely nuts. Everybody says it's like a college atmosphere down there. So that does matter, and it stinks that we lost it. I don't think that we've lost the series, but there's so many. Like game two, I was watching every single corner three wide open going in. I don't know what we were doing. I don't know why we weren't defending it, but just bucket after bucket after bucket coming in from the corner, and it was over pretty early. I mean, we went down 13-2 starting, and
Oof.
it did not get better from there, you know. So we got to play better defense. We gotta get to these guys, and it should not be a problem at all for us. There's one guy on our team that's over the age of 25. We got legs, we got speed. Go and play defense. Pick that guy up, man. After the seventh corner three fell, I think what PJ Washington went 7 for 7 from three before
My
he missed.
God.
PJ
Wow.
Washington, seven
That.
percent. You don't think after the third or the fourth one, maybe you see him
Yeah.
sitting
Somebody got
there,
to keep an eye
maybe
on
you
him.
should put a hand up, at least
Yeah.
something.
Something.
So that was very frustrating. I was. But I got us winning in six. And Minnesota's up 3-0 right now, dude. I
Yeah.
think they're gonna get swept.
Is it 3 at this point, or is it 2? Oh no,
What?
they play game 3 tonight. It's 2,
Oh
but
wow,
they're
man.
in Minnesota now. They took both games in Denver, so that's
Denver might get swept.
they
They have
might.
no answers for the Ant-Man. None.
No.
Jamal Murray is losing his cool, throwing heat packs at referees, not commenting on it afterwards and everything, which is just making like that's the one of the dumbest things he could have done. He didn't show up for the press after the game, and then didn't show his face at all, didn't comment or anything on it. Finally, when the press did get in front of him 2 days later, he was like, that happened 2 days ago. Okay, so I'm just gonna move on. Well, you didn't address it then.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not addressing it now. So this is going to be a problem. If you would have just said, hey, lost my cool,
I fucked up.
shouldn't
I
have
got
done
messed
that.
up. Like, yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. I'm very passionate about my team. I wish we were playing better, and I'm going to be a better person, and we're just going to move on from it. You know what we wouldn't be talking about today? That. We
Yeah.
wouldn't be talking about that because
Yeah.
everybody would have just been like, it's the playoffs. It does get heated. You're
Yeah.
right.
It
Moving
happened.
on. Yeah. But him being a total baby about it,
But
I mean,
him turning into LeBron James and Anthony Davis
yeah.
from
I'm
them is not a good look. Like we talked about that a lot when LeBron and AD were doing it, and just one line comments and walking out of their interviews. Now he doesn't even show up for it.
yeah.
That
To show character. You don't find out who somebody is when they're beating the fuck out of a team that just barely made it into the play-in
yeah,
tournament and probably shouldn't have been here. You don't find people's characters when you're sweeping your way through the playoffs last year into an easy win for the NBA Finals. It's when you're down and
yep,
when you're frustrated and when your back's against the wall, and then to have that kind of character come out. It's like
mm-hmm,
this is kind of
yeah,
who he was, you know. So hate to see it. I liked Jamal Murray, really did. I'm not saying I don't like him now, but what I am saying is it's not a
yeah.
good look. It's not a good look.
No,
Uh,
it's not.
I don't know who his inner circle is or his agent is, but like I can't imagine that they're not screaming at him. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? What are you doing, dude? Uh, but that's NBA.
yeah. It's very much entertainment as much as it is basketball.
Little fun fact that I wanted to a little fun discussion that I wanted to throw at you. Is KD too much trouble than he's worth?
I've
At this point, he's 30, he's in his late 30s.
30s, yeah,
Okay, he's going to demand the ball, and he can't run as fast as he could. He's not as athletic as he's been. Okay, he's going to demand $35 million because he's Kevin Durant. Okay, I don't want that on my team. I
yeah,
just don't. I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. At this point, it's almost, and I know this is, I obviously I don't like, LeBron James. I respect, what he's done, but Kevin Durant is always almost kind of going the way of LeBron James, where he might be becoming a problem. Like he's getting older, he's not, as gifted as he once was. and it's just starting to turn into, yeah, I think it kind of is starting to turn into like the situation like with LeBron of LeBron just throwing excuse after excuse after excuse of why that team is not playing well and why that team isn't failing. Durant's not going that far, but yeah, as far as his play on the floor, I think you're right. He is the kind of guy he's going to demand the ball because he's always been that type of player of he's never really done much without the ball in his hands.
Right,
It's
that
all
was the whole thing with Russell Westbrook. That's why they
yeah.
said that Russell Westbrook and KD were never going to work out, and they were never going to win a ring together, is because KD needs the ball in his hand, and so does Russell Westbrook. That's
Hmm.
just how they play, you know. So,
And
and you got to also look at it as you get older and everything like that. Guys settle more into these mentorship type roles,
yeah,
and that never, ever been
ever
KD's point.
no,
He's
it has
never
not.
done, never. He has never taken a team under his wing. He's never bought into the culture of a team ever. He does his own thing, and it's worked for him.
Yeah,
You know, so like you can't really complain or anything like that. But you know, he's not going to be a mentor. He's not. He's going to have the ball the entire time. He's older, and you're paying him $35 million at this point. I grew up loving KD. I got into basketball because I love Kevin Durant so much. So to just have this conversation now, it's shocking.
it's
It
tough.
really is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because you think about it. Just a few years ago, it looked like he was buying into the culture that the Nets were building. They
And
had
then
that
kind of
series
that
against
culture to
the
the ground.
yeah. Like I said, it looked like he was. They had that playoff series against the Bucks. They were this close to winning it and potentially going to the NBA Finals that year. And then the James Harden thing happened. Then everything with Kyrie happened, and it just turned into like, all right, like I got nothing against KD. Like with that series, it was like, holy shit, Harden actually kind of went out and did everything that he could, even though he was injured. Screw Kyrie, he was sitting on the bench with a sore ankle. Oh. And then the Harden thing came, and it was like, all right, yeah, shit. Why did I not? I kind of did see that coming. Harden fucking blew up on him, and then everything with Kyrie. It's like, all right, you kind of saw that coming. He did the same thing to Boston. Like, he basically fucked them over. And Durant just kind of sat there and
Never
was
held
like,
his hand up.
huh, well, what, hey, owner and GM, which way you guys thinking you're going? Oh, that way? Okay, I'm out. What the
Yeah.
fuck? You mean you're out? He just kind of sat back, watched it all happen, and then ran away.
Never made Kyrie take
Like,
accountability. You know what
no,
I'm saying? And that's the perfect microcosm of what
he
I was
did it
saying.
one time, one time at the beginning of the season when Kyrie didn't get the vaccine when the mandate was still in New York. Durant did speak up about that. Apparently, he went to him and said, "Hey, dude, I thought you were all in with this team, blah blah blah." But that was it. He said like one thing one time, and then when everything really went to shit, and they traded Kyrie, Durant just sat there and was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go. Yeah, get rid of me too."
Yeah, I'm out. See you
Really,
later.
dude? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Like, for the
Did
most
Brooklyn win
part,
the
I didn't.
trade?
Huh?
Did Brooklyn win the KD trade? Because Frank Vogel's out. They're rebuilding over there. Devin Booker looks like he might want to get out of here. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
They, I mean, as far as the future holds, they might have. Obviously, it's future draft picks that the Nets have from the Suns, but if the Suns keep on the trajectory that it looks like they might, the Nets could end up with some like pretty decent lottery picks in, I believe it's 2027 and 2029 potentially. I think are the picks that the Nets have from the Suns.
And I'm just saying, man, getting swept out. Like you guys have nice building pieces. You got Mikal Bridges. You have a direction that you're going in.
Yeah,
Phoenix just got swept out of the playoffs and they fired their coach. And Devin Booker's looking for a new spot to go. So I don't
yeah.
know, man. Kind of looks like a W for you guys at this moment.
And what's going on with Bradley Beal? Like he was like injured so much this year that
And then he never just gelled when he was
no.
even on the court. Never brought it together. But yeah, man. aging superstar is not the way to go. It's the new wave of youth. It's the
Yeah.
changing of the guard. Anthony Edwards,
Honestly, like I think
absolutely.
the only one that is still kind of holding up is Steph Curry.
Yeah, but I mean, where is
I
he?
mean, I know they lost in the play-in tournament, but from what I heard, he did like everything he could to try and help Golden State win, and the rest of the team just didn't do anything. Clay Thompson has like essentially disappeared.
Mm.
Andrew Wiggins
He
like
found
disappeared
himself
after
out.
he got paid, and it's just Steph is
Dr-
there trying his hardest, and he is taking over kind of that mentorship role with some of these younger guys. But he also, again, he's getting older. He just doesn't have as much impact on a game than he did 4 or
And
5
we
years
saw
ago.
and we saw that later on into the regular season, or I don't think that they made the play-in game, right? So I think it was late in the regular season, like right before they were eliminated and everything. Draymond Green once again decided, I don't really want to play today, and just punched somebody right in the face. Went and took a shower, and you saw Steph Curry just being like, I can't do this shit
Yeah,
anymore.
like what the
And
fuck?
like just completely defeated at the end of the post game and everything like that. He was completely hunched over, hands on his knees, head down and stuff like that. Like you can't be putting this on old Steph Curry anymore,
No,
man. He can't be
can't.
carrying this team anymore.
You can't. And that's a fucking shame, man, because like I said, he's the one that really kind of stands out of, as much as, LeBron has, more records and this and that, and Durant's done what he's done. Out of those three, it's really, you think about, like, Steph Curry has been the one that never left the team that drafted him. Yes, he started out his career very injury prone. He was a streaky scorer on offense, but he found a way to just become this guy that like embodied the culture of what Golden State built. He became a guy that was just able to not only carry a team offensively, but also become a leader and make other players better, which LeBron and KD have never really done before. They've always kind of, KD joined Steph Curry, for God's sakes. Like, and look what happened. LeBron James bounced around. What did he do? He went to Miami, joined up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, then went back to Cleveland when they had Kyrie and Kevin Love, then went to Los Angeles and brought in Anthony Davis. He's never really been the type of guy to try and help his teammates be better. He's always seemingly been the guy that's like expected his teammates to be good, and when they're not, it's always looking like he's standing there like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, yes and no, I would say, because has been doing a lot for D'Angelo Russell's career, in
Okay.
in LA
So
and everything.
maybe
He does do it often. J.R. Smith, very
maybe
perfect
he's
example of
aging
what you were
well,
saying.
and maybe I'm just, it was more so when he was younger in like the early Cleveland days, in the Miami days, and now maybe he is kind of transitioning into that. And
Yeah, I think
I don't really pay attention to the Lakers, so I haven't seen it.
no, I think you were pretty much right. He is transitioning into that now. I mean, J.R. Smith on the Cleveland Cavaliers is a perfect example of what
Oh
you were
yeah,
saying before, where they brought him in, and instead of trying to make him be better, he just kind of, well, it was J.R. Smith's fault,
yeah.
So, a lot of things got dumped onto J.R. But but yeah, man, I wouldn't really feel too bad about it. I mean, it does stink seeing these generational players getting older and everything like that. But the NBA is in some really good hands, man. Jalen Brunson is here
Hmm.
right now. Gilgeous-Alexander is here right now. Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, Anthony Edwards,
Luka
Jason
Doncic.
Tatum, Luka Doncic. I mean, these guys, the NBA is in really good hands, and I can't
I
wait.
mean, think about, obviously, I have to shout out my two friends, Mike and Nick. Look down in Orlando with Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs and what they got going on. That
That's
is
what I'm saying.
an amazingly young, talented team that, hey, they put up a fight against Cleveland in the first round of the playoffs this year.
They did.
only going to get better from here.
They did, and they were playing with house money.
Yeah.
So definitely this. I mean, I'm don't know any Orlando fans, but I'd have to say that they're feeling pretty damn good about their team this year, despite the first round loss.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what you got for me? What else you want to talk about? You got anything Mets wise? You got anything football
Uh,
wise?
I mean, football wise, really nothing.
We could talk about that picture I sent you.
What picture was that?
The
Oh, the quarterbacks. Right. Okay, yeah. We can talk about that.
I'm gonna put it up during editing, so it'll probably
Okay.
be right around here as we're
Yeah.
saying it. But Daniel Jones was rated by Bleacher Report as the worst starting quarterback in the league. In a league, by the way, that has starting quarterbacks that have never thrown a down of NFL football. In a
I
league
mean,
that
yeah,
has the starting quarterback.
I had mentioned this when you sent me that picture. Obviously, I'm a Cowboys fan, so like, oh sure, Daniel Jones, the worst quarterback in the league. Hell yeah,
The
but
worst, the worst. I get it, dude. He's bad. Okay, I've
but
told you this before.
if I'm trying to be objective, what we had talked about, I could understand. Like, yeah, you're putting some of these rookies. They're putting some of these rookies above him solely based off of potential of what they think these rookies are going to be. And that's come on, that is
Really just to begin with, but what are you
uh,
even talking about? What do you like Bo Nix? What did you see that made that you think that Bo Nix is better than Daniel Jones? The dude was a projected third rounder. He
yeah.
got drafted in first. Okay. Nobody except for the Denver Broncos likes Bo Nix. So I don't know what the hell you saw that is gonna say that he's better than a guy who's been playing in the league for 5 years and starting now. And I'm trying to be a realist here because I've said this on our podcast before. There's two subsets of Giants fans right now. You have the very dwindling very fast subset of guys that are just apologists. Is the only thing that I can even think of are homers that just love that are behind Daniel Jones and think that he can do good and everything like that. And then you have a much larger growing this guy's the worst guy in the league. And I like to think that I fall right in the middle. I do not think that Daniel Jones is the worst quarterback in the league. That's ridiculous. If I said you got to start a team right now and your choice for quarterback is Daniel Jones, David Carr, or Gardner Minshew, I bet you a lot of people are going to be taking DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, just looking at the power rankings from here, like going down the list, like some of these guys that I think he could compete with, like Deshaun Watson. Like I know what we saw when he was in Houston,
He stinks in Cleveland.
but he did not show any shade of that in Cleveland. So
No.
he
Joe
deserved
Flacco
17.
was
Like
playing
he deserved to be at 17. Russell Wilson, what has he shown over the last couple of years that thinks he's at a top 20 quarterback still? I mean, I know it was a
right.
very bad situation in Denver, but at the same time, more stuff came to light of Russell Wilson is a very unlikable person and extremely difficult to deal with. So at 22, Will Levis? Will Levis?
Will who?
The dude
Exactly, man.
in Tennessee, when he got his shot last year, he was awful.
Stunk.
He got benched. He was so bad.
Stunk. These guys, a lot of these guys haven't even gotten their teams to the playoffs. Daniel Jones has factually gotten us to the playoffs and
Yeah,
won a game. And won a
he
game.
did. And then obviously you mentioned the rookies, Caleb Williams. Again, number 1 overall pick, but you don't know for sure. Anthony
Caleb Williams is
Richardson was great until he got hurt last year. But is he going to be the same after the injury? You don't know. JJ McCarthy. I don't know. Derek Carr, Jacoby Brissett. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, I'll give a pass. They have him at 27. Him or Daniel Jones, I might take Brissett, honestly.
I don't know about that.
It, it, it
The
it's
only reason
close.
why I would take Brissett is because Daniel Jones has a very hefty price tag behind him.
Well, that's true. But then again, yeah, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Gardner Minshew, and then at 31, right above him, Bryce Young. I mean, I know he's playing for a complete and utter disaster of a football franchise in Carolina and had absolutely no help, but I don't know.
Can't see it. I can't see it. Last is absolutely an Eagles fan or a Cowboys fan for that. I'm guaranteed. The only rookie that I'm going to give a pass on and say, yeah, you could probably put him above Daniel Jones right now is Caleb Williams, only because
Yeah.
he's being talked about as a generational guy, as an Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning type prospect. So fine, I'll take that.
And honestly, they have him set up for success in Chicago. I
Yeah.
think their offensive line is decent. Plus,
Mhm.
they brought in Keenan Allen to pair with DJ Moore, and then drafted what's his name, Rome Odu, whatever his last. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but so and plus, I believe they still have Cole Kmet at tight end, who is a solid tight end. So, and they brought in DeAndre Swift at running back. So he's entirely set up to succeed in that
Absolutely.
offensive scheme in Chicago.
Absolutely. And I know I said that on the last podcast, so I'm not going to get too deep into it, but that whole NFC North is going to be really scary.
Yeah.
You know, JJ McCarthy also set up very well to succeed. So, you know, and like I said last time when we were evaluating him and everything like that, he's going to be good. He's going to have a good year this year because he's got Justin Jefferson to throw to him, because he's got the purple people leaders behind him on defense. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be good, and we just got to kind of live with that and not just be like, oh, well, we should have took JJ McCarthy. Look how good he's doing. Yeah, that's because he was set up to succeed. Okay. If JJ McCarthy was wearing Giants blue, he would have been the worst quarterback taken. I promise you, because
Yeah.
we don't have anybody. You know, so we have a lot of potential right now. We just signed Allen Robinson. We got Malik Neighbors, who we wouldn't have had if we drafted JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
So you
True.
know, he would have failed spectacularly
Oh.
in Giants blue. So you know, Giants fans just gotta unfortunately gonna have to take JJ McCarthy's success right out of the gate on the chin, and just I mean we tried to trade up. You know what I'm saying? We tried to get a quarterback. We really did. The Giants GM was on the phone until like the last second of the pick with they said that Chicago was drafting Caleb Williams no matter what. That was always
Yeah.
going to be
It's gonna happen.
the pick was never up for a trade. Okay. Then number two was Washington. Washington was never going to trade with us. So
No.
our only realistic option to trade up to get a quarterback would have been the Patriots. We sent them a package that was our first through third round picks and 2 first round picks next year. And they said no.
Yeah.
What do you want us to do? We tried. They just said no. You know? So we're stuck with DJ for a year, unfortunately. It's a
Yeah.
bummer. Maybe
Well,
we'll get
I mean, we'll just have to see how it goes.
maybe we'll get Dak next year.
That's gonna come with a hefty price tag too.
Hey, you know what? We're paying Daniel Jones. I'm sure we could pay Dak Prescott.
Yeah. For another guy who's not going to win in the playoffs.
Is Daniel Jones better than Dak Prescott? Is that what you're saying? I'll take Dak
I
Prescott over
mean, I'm just saying it's not going to matter if who they have. If you get Dak Prescott, he ain't going to win for you in the playoffs either.
We'll see. It could happen. I mean, it didn't in Dallas, that's for sure. We've seen that, but like, just with how bad the Giants quarterback room is right now, DJ, Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito. Come on, man. We'll take anybody at this point. I might go dust out the blue jersey back there, get some sort of shoulder pads, and show up at training camp. I don't know, man. I might be able to get a spot. I'm not saying that. Not saying I'll be good, but hey, the competition is low. Is all I'm
the bar has
saying.
set very low.
Yes. So, but yeah, man, that was
Uh,
a fun, that was a fun thing to consider though. Just
yeah,
the hatred for Daniel Jones is just absolutely out of this world, man.
it
It's
is.
unreal. And granted, it's earned. He stunk last year. He got paid a bunch of money and then stunk.
And then
Gotta
got
gotta come out and face it.
yeah.
But last in the league, that's ridiculous. Cool it.
All right.
Take it down.
Well, let's move on to our final part of the show where we see if we can make the connections. Which I already know one. I saw one just from looking at it, just because I can see the 4 green jerseys here.
Might as well just throw that in right now. Let's not
So
even do
yeah, it's the
that.
four Celtics players. Yeah, there we go. Oh, the
Celtic.
Celtics bench players even. Okay. So who we have left is Emmanuel Quickly, LeBron James, Derrick Rose, R.J. Barrett, Thaddeus Young, Allen Iverson, Precious Achua, Tim Duncan, OG Anunoby, Montrezl Harrell, Marcus Smart, and Alex Caruso.
Right off the bat, I'm seeing something that I like with IQ, Allen Iverson, and Marcus Smart, all very um, defensive guards. You know what I'm saying?
Allen Iverson?
Allen Iverson played really good defense.
Did he?
Yeah, Allen Iverson,
Oh,
AI is a legend, man. You
I,
didn't know
I
that?
I know him for being an offensive player. I never knew he played defense. Huh?
A good defense. I mean, Michael Jordan was a good offensive player too. That doesn't mean he didn't play good defense, but all right. We can. It won't be Derrick
All right.
Rose.
Well, then, I mean, Alex Caruso is defensive minded as well.
Is he?
He is. Yeah,
Better than
he is.
RJ Barrett or
I'm
Derrick Rose.
well. I'm just thinking of guards though. R.J. Barrett's more of like a small forward,
Okay.
whereas these three are like guards.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's see. Nope. No,
And
nothing there. Nothing there.
what bummer.
Um, trying to think, like the toughest one is to think like, well, Tim Duncan and Allen Iverson are the only two here that are retired. I'm pretty sure all the other guys are playing except maybe Montrezl Harrell. I don't know where he is anymore.
Okay. While you take a quick stab at it, I'm actually gonna look up Montrezl Harrell because I thought he was out of the league too, but now I'm not sure.
Yeah, he might be, or he might just. I don't think he's retired, but he might not be playing in the NBA.
He's only 30, so if he is, it's because he's bad. He has not played since 2003.
What?
He hasn't played since 23, my bad,
Okay,
2023.
so last year.
Yeah. So yes, he is out of the league.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay, let's use one of the hints. Reveal the medium. First overall picks that won MVP.
Derrick Rose, LeBron
Uh,
James, Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan number 1 overall?
Had to have been, yeah.
I think he was. And AI,
Yeah,
obviously, yeah,
I
he
don't
was.
know if he's
He's
number
the
one.
only other one on here that's won MVP.
Okay, yeah, let's go for it.
So that makes sense now. Yeah, there we
Yep,
go.
there you go. Okay, I didn't know AI was number one. That's a fun fact.
Well, again, obviously he was the only other one on this list that won an MVP. So
You sure Montrez doesn't have one? Are you sure?
he has a sixth man of the year,
That's
not an
true.
MVP.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to hate on him too much. All right, so
I,
lastly, we have
um,
a couple of
the only thing
guards.
I'm thinking, oh, is it? Well, these were the 4 in the trade between the Knicks and the Raptors,
I was just about to say that. Yeah, IQ, OG, and RJ were all part of that trade.
and so is Achua. I'm pretty sure because
Wasn't sure if Achua was
yeah,
or not.
well, he's on the Knicks now, and he was on the Raptors.
Yeah, I know he's on the Knicks now. I didn't know if that's where he came from. So
I'm
yeah,
I'm
let's go
pretty
with that.
sure. All right, let's go with that. Yep, traded
Like you
between
said,
the
Raptors.
Raptors and the Knicks this season.
Awesome.
All right, so then what do these guys have in common? Let's
Do you
try
want
and
to guess?
yeah, let's try and Montrezl Harrell, Marcus Smart, Thad Young, and Alex Caruso.
That'd be 6 men, right?
I'm
Because those are
thinking
all
either
big
six
Texans.
man or something about like all defensive teams. Not defensive player of the year, just all defensive teams.
I'm going 6 man.
All right.
I
I
don't.
could see that too.
You keep saying Alex Caruso is defensive minded, but I don't think of him that way. I didn't. He's really good at defense, huh?
I believe he is. So what is it? Last four Hustle Award winners?
What the fuck is a hustle award?
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
The
I'm balls
Hustle
deep in the
Award.
NBA. I've never heard of the hustle award.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, look that up really quick and see what the fuck the Hustle Award is.
NBA hustle award. The Hustle Award is an annual NBA award given since 2017 to players that best utilize hustle to help their teams win on a nightly basis. I've never heard that. First of all,
I,
that's a really dumb rule.
yeah,
Really dumb. Second of all, I've never heard of that in my life.
never heard of that in my life.
But Alex Caruso does hustle. We do know
He
that.
he does do that. Thaddeus Young though,
Dad, big bad dad.
I mean, he's moved around so much that I don't really know much about him.
He played on the Nets though, didn't he?
Yeah, for like a season, I think. Like he wasn't there for very long.
Big bad dad. All
Big
right.
bad
Well, he
dad.
hustles.
Yeah, well, hey,
Awesome.
we got it, and we only needed to use one hint.
Yeah, right. That actually went pretty bad. That actually went by pretty quickly. You want to see if we
Yeah.
could maybe pop in yesterday's?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go with that.
Got a little bit of time.
All right.
I see
So
it's on again.
we got Wemby, Braun, Lamelo, Chet, Jaime Jaquez, Michael Jordan, Tyrese Maxey, Magic Johnson, Jokic, Shaq, Ant Man, Brandon Miller, Steph Curry, Tatum, Butler, and Tyrese Halliburton.
This one's gonna be way harder.
What the?
Seeing anything that jumps out at me right away. Can we do the jerseys thing? See if anybody's wearing the same jerseys again.
Well, the one that's jumping out at me right away is Wemby, Chet, Shaq, and Jokic are all over 7 foot.
Okay. But here we go. LeBron, Magic, and Shaq might have some kind of Laker thing going on, but I don't see anybody here else
Yeah,
who played for the
nobody else here
Lakers.
has played for the Lakers before.
Yeah. All right, yeah, go for it.
All right, let's see if that's it. No.
I love how they have emo Jimmy Butler's picture here.
Oh Jesus. Or could it be maybe the four rookies from this year? I mean, I know Chet wasn't drafted this year, but he was technically a rookie because he
Technically was,
missed
yeah.
all of last year.
LaMelo is going to be really interesting to see where he fits in anywhere,
Yeah.
honestly.
Do we go with the rookie? Because were
Yeah, go
those
with
maybe like the top four in like rookie of the year voting?
Chet and Wemby went 1 and 2, but Wemby swept it, so I wasn't
Yeah,
even interested to see who was
was
underneath. So
three
yeah,
and four. I feel like those two were good candidates because they both played really well this year.
yeah, dude from Charlotte was putting up big numbers.
All right, let's see if it's something about the rookies. Yep, rookie of the year voting leaders. There we go. Okay. Uh, so what else do we
Every
have?
time I look at emo Jimmy Butler, I just what the fuck are you doing, dude? Whose hair is that?
Magic Johnson.
All right. Magic, LeBron, Shaq, and MJ for some stupid like most points all time thing, probably, right?
No, because I don't think Magic and Shaq are that high on the list. Whereas LeBron's number one, I think MJ is what, like in the top five. Magic wasn't really a huge point scorer. I mean, Shaq was. He's probably up there, but I don't know if that would be it. We're gonna need to reveal the medium hint. Most Finals MVPs, oh, of course.
MJ.
That's that's where the connection between those four is. Finals MVPs.
Yeah, gotta be that.
Yeah, there you go. So you were right on the four. We just had the wrong category.
Yeah, I thought it was scoring leaders instead.
Yeah, but it's Finals MVP. Okay. All right. So what do we have here?
Is that Tyrese Maxey between
Yeah.
Jokic and LaMelo? Okay.
So point guards. Uh, would that wouldn't be something you think, would it?
Uh, Tyrese,
Where does Jokic fit into this?
Tyrese,
Unless
Halliburton, and Edwards and Jason Tatum are like kind of the faces of the new wave of the NBA that might
are we
have something.
thinking maybe were these four up there in like MVP voting this year? Because I know Jokic won it, but
Jokic won it.
were these three like in?
SGA was number 2.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
And then Butler and Lamelo Ball too. That like
That's so weird. That's so weird. Like
because
LaMelo
like
Ball
I said, the
being,
only other thing I'm thinking of is like four point guards. But then I don't know how these guys fit together either.
yeah. LaMelo Ball just being here is just throwing me off.
Yeah, that's a. I think
The only thing he does is get injured. So
yeah. I don't know. I need to reveal another hint. I'm sorry. All Stars drafted in 2020.
fuck.
So that would be Halliburton, Maxey, Tatum, and Ball.
I don't think Tatum was drafted in 2020. Ball definitely was. Edwards.
No, he's
Switch.
too young. He's only 22.
Oh yeah. That would make
I
sense.
think that has to be because it wasn't Jokic. He's been around longer than that. I'm pretty sure.
Jokic, Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler are out. We know that. So it's either one of these guys or Ant-Man too. And you said Ant-Man was too young, so let's do it.
Yeah, because he's only 22 years old.
Right.
No, shit, it's one away. So maybe it is Ant-Man and not Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum is
Is
too
he
old.
too old?
Tatum's too old for that, for
All
sure.
right, so then let's go with this one. That might be it then. Yep, there we go. Okay,
2020.
you're
All
right.
right.
So then what are these? What do these four have in common? What have they done that Jokic, Steph, Butler, and Tatum? What would be the connection between them?
Jason Tatum kind of chokes in the playoffs a lot like Jimmy Butler does. But Steph Curry's never been a choker.
I mean, Jimmy Butler is kind of the opposite of choking in the playoffs for the most
Yeah,
part. I
but
know.
I mean, he's just never got it done. He always
Yeah,
takes
he's
it too
made it to the
far.
finals a few times but never won.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same
I
thing with
have no
Tatum.
idea.
He
I'm just
gets
gonna
there.
submit it and see. Conference Finals MVP award winners.
Another fake award.
Yeah.
The Hustle Award, the Conference
Yeah.
Finals MVP. What a
Conference
fake
Finals
award.
MVP.
That Hustle Award's not real. I'm telling you, I don't care. We just looked it up. I'm
Yeah.
disputing. Yeah,
All right. Hey,
I
well,
live bleed
we technically we officially got both of them done. So that's
and one.
yes,
I think
we
we're on
won
a
both.
I think we're on a heater. That might be 4 in a row.
Uh, well, considering we did two tonight, yeah, it might be it's three or four. At least
Yeah,
three.
because we definitely won the last one. I'm not sure about the
Yeah,
one before that. I think
I
it
don't
might be
remember.
4 in a row. Late Connections is a bomb. We're acing this.
Yes.
I cannot believe that, man. I'm
Although
like
I mean,
just
it
so
does help.
on
We
with you.
did use a hint in each of the ones from tonight, but I mean, it was like impossible without the hints before, and we only used one hint for each one. So
I don't really feel like hints are cheating. They put them there. You
yeah,
know what I'm
they
saying?
finally put them there. So
Yeah, it's part of the game.
all
I'm
right.
just like I'm so like NBA and NFL is what I know the most. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just so into the NBA culture and everything like that. I'm the hustle award doesn't exist.
Full award. Yeah.
Doesn't exist. Big ass award, get out of here. But
It was like
everyone,
it was like when the NFL was, I don't know if they still do it, but when they were giving out the award for like best team touchdown celebration.
yeah. What is that? Get
Like,
out of here.
what the hell was that? Like,
No.
all right. Well, that wraps it up for us tonight. Uh, I guess I have to do the awkward point down to the
You're
that
drunk.
area where you're gonna put all the shit.
Yep. Like, subscribe,
Like,
comment.
subscribe, yes, and unfortunately, I have to point down, which to me makes it look like I'm trying to be inappropriate, even though I'm not.
No, not at all, my friend. That's where our stuff is. So we see you next week. We're gonna be back with I think conference finals, right? It'll probably be conference finals time around there.
Yeah, just about. At least for, but yeah, maybe for both. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how long a couple of these series go. Um, if a couple of these series do end up going 7 games, maybe not, but it'll definitely be close, if not there.
OTAs, the Mets
Yeah,
suck.
yeah, they've been going through a rough time, but Senga, I think, is going to be coming back soon. So
We didn't
that's
even really have much to talk to with the Mets because the last two games got delayed.
yeah,
So but hey, Senga's coming back soon. That's what we keep saying.
yep, that'll
So
be a good
that's
boost.
pretty good. I like how they dropped his glove with the City Connect jerseys. It's like, oh, this would be the glove I was wearing if I was
Yeah,
playing. Like, cool, thanks, dude.
cool. You weren't like awesome.
All right, man. But yeah, that's it for us.
Yep. See you
I'll
next
see you
time.
next week. Peace.